Okay, what is this? Scum? Scum? What's the title of this video? Scum.
I don't like Ticketmaster. You all know that. By extension, Live Nation, because Live Nation owns Ticketmaster. It's a huge, messy web that I've clowned on and insulted numerous times now. And I feel like everyone probably shares that same sentiment. I believe in every human being's soul there is a spot reserved purely for their hatred of Ticketmaster to reside.
Yes.
I'm sure everyone has their own experiences and horror stories here. It is just an absolute dog shit business model that is becoming worse and worse all the time. And it's
I think a lot of massive businesses that have actual monopolies or duopolies just become unshittified because they can.
Run by this! Bear witness! Worm person! This is Michael Rapino, more like Michael Rapinor, because this man is just a giant fucking wiener. He is the CEO of Live Nation, Ticketmaster, and recently, this is why I'm making this video, he went on to say he had the goal to claim ticket prices are actually underpriced.
Why does that sound like the people that are saying that you're gonna own nothing and you're gonna be happy? Why does it sound like the same people that sell you video games for $80 that are saying, well, that's just how much it should be because of XYZ workers that are underpaid? Chat, trust us. Chat, subs are now $15, not $1 million, not to $3 million. You're doing so well, chat. I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm fucking fried.
Yeah. I mean,
I hate talking about this.
I think music has been appreciated. You know, I always joke, sports, it's like a badge of honor to spend 70 grand for a Knicks courtside. They beat me up.
I still think that's retarded. I don't think that it should cost $70,000. What?
If we charge $800 for Beyonce, right? You know, so it's a real, it's a very we have a lot of runway left, right? So when you read about the ticket prices going up, it's still, average concert price is $72. Try going to a Laker game for that, and there's 80 of them or whatever the hell. So the concert is underpriced, has been for a long time.
This is so out of touch, it's crazy.
If that isn't the biggest load of fish paste, what in tarnation, brother? Holy moly. There's so much to insult with this statement. Like, I don't even know where to begin. If you have been to any concerts or shows over the last, let's say, 10 years, you've probably noticed a trend where it's getting more and more and more and more expensive. The biggest complaint you will see anytime there is a concert is people talking about how they're priced out from attending it. Even the biggest fans can oftentimes not afford to go to it, or maybe they can only get, like, the nosebleeds or something, which isn't usually.
I went to Green Day a long time ago, and my brother bought the tickets, and he was just a college student, so he couldn't afford great tickets. We were in the nosebleeder section. I had to actually bring binoculars, but because I was so into Green Day at the time, I was super happy. I didn't care. But thinking back on it, I was literally at the back of the stadium. I'm not even kidding. I was in row Z. I was in row Z. It was so bad. I had to bring binoculars.
Even worth the price you'd pay for that, because also
really
that is often expensive too.
Yeah, I did.
And they get away with this because they have fundamentally a monopoly when it comes to live performances, live shows like this. And there's always the huge issue with scalping, which almost seems encouraged by Ticketmaster. At least historically it used to. I don't know if it's as bad as it once was.
Oh, don't get me started on scalpers. Scalpers aren't real people, man.
The degree I did a few years ago, so maybe they started to fucking put the nipple clamps on it and twist to try and stop that a bit. But since they do still have this monopoly, they still have, of course, like fees and also just an exorbitant price tag on attending these shows. Because they can. You don't have like an alternative to get the tickets or anything. And I hate that comparison he makes where he's like, oh yeah, some people will pay like 70 grand as like a badge of honor to sit courtside, comparing it to like a big sporting event where people shell out tons of clams. Brother, you just blow in from Stupid Town. How in any way, shape, or form does that even
The thing that's so out of touch for these people is that not only are you paying for tickets, you're paying for accommodation, for food, these people that are the CEOs, they don't see that as like a problem. They don't take into account that it costs that much money. And to top it off, Ticketmaster skims off the top of artists, so most of the money actually doesn't go to the artists anyway.
Remotely associate with these prices for a concert. It's so night and day. I don't even think it's worth digging into like the actual meat and potatoes of the statement. It's just a false equivalence. And he tries to use it as a way to justify that there is still so much room to charge more for their tickets. And I think that is just sickening. So I've been to 2 shows recently. I went to a Deftones concert a couple months ago. Unfortunately, I did somewhat brown my trousers a bit.
Wait, what?
There was a couple tiddlywinks of fecal matter, which...
What happened? He shit himself? You didn't hear this? No, I don't really... He pooped it? He pooped himself? On a date? Oh my god, Charlie.
I made a video talking about it. It was pretty embarrassing, pretty shameful.
You poor thing. What happened?
Fucking shit myself a little bit as a 30-year-old man.
He shit his pants around the time of So It's released. His shit himself with a better plot than the movie. Yeah, but why? Did he just have really bad like stomach ache or something, or did he hold it in and then he couldn't hold it anymore? What happened?
Not that I blame Michael Rapino.
I haven't pooped myself since I was like 7 years old. I don't know how people fucking poop themselves. He had bad food. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
For that, I know he didn't put poop in my butt. That's on me. That was my responsibility. Like, I get it. But anyway, I'm getting a little sidetracked. I'm starting to like pseudo trauma dump on you here for no reason. Deftones concert was amazing. And then recently I saw a My Chemical Romance show here in Tampa.
Ooh.
Also amazing. But you know what both of these had in common besides being extremely entertaining? Extremely expensive. And Ticketmaster gets to basically charge the moon for it if they want to. And
Charlie
they do
White,
want
Charlie
to, make
Brown.
no mistake. And it looks like they want to charge even more for it. They want the fucking whole kit and caboodle here. They want your entire piggy bank just to see your favorite artist perform once.
Yeah.
And
It's so bad.
I understand concerts aren't like a necessity. No one needs to buy tickets to a concert.
Yeah, it's
But
a luxury.
You can see this trend that when Ticketmaster Live Nation kind of took over and got this like monopoly, they have been jacking up prices nonstop. And it's just spiraling out of control where it prices out tons and tons of normal people that no longer can afford.
But that also means that they can afford to do that because they're not actually losing sales. That's what bums me out. Because it's a monopoly, the people that can afford it, they're still going to keep buying them, and then they're going to raise the ceiling so high that it's basically going to explode. They have been jacking it. Yeah, they've been jacking it hard, jacking it.
To go see their favorite
jacking.
artist perform because they'd have to decide between spending the money for a couple of tickets to that event, or like you could also just spend that money on like a fucking week-long vacation in a lot of cases because it is that fucking expensive. So it's just, I also think it's bad for the artist too, because then you're not performing to as many occupied seats. You're not performing to as many actual fans anymore. Like, I just think the whole model sucks now. And you can see a huge change when Ticketmaster Live Nation took over. Tickets were far more affordable, and I get everything's gotten more expensive. I understand that. But in this sector specifically, this monopoly has been extremely awful for fans and artists as well. It is only good for Ticketmaster.
Ticketmaster takes, like, I think up to 60%. Up to. It's not the same for everybody. From what I understand, Ticketmaster takes a big cut of the fucking ticket sales.
The CEO's out here like, well,
gross.
actually, it's like super reasonably priced. In fact, it is underpriced. I need to be making more money. Meanwhile, last year he took home like I think it was like $32 million, like himself in total compensation. Like, I wonder why he thinks it's underpriced and why they should be charging more.
Hey, that's not enough to buy a yacht, I tell you what.
What's the incentive there? Man, that's so interesting. I wonder why he would have that perspective. Any sensible, sane person will tell you the same thing. ticket prices suck. And Ticketmaster super fucking sucks. So I definitely don't agree with Michael Rapinoe's assessment here that there's a lot of runway for more ticket price increases. He says that people beat him up for charging $800 to Beyonce. Well, what he doesn't mention there is that $800 to see Beyonce is to see her through like a fucking glory hole on like the 39th floor of the stadium she performs at. Like, you do not get good value even when you do spend a lot of money going to these concerts because everything is so fucking expensive. So
the fucking hotels, the accommodation, it's so expensive, and these people don't realize it because they live in a mansion that just with a private jet. It's disgusting, and they get away with it.
I think his take on this is complete trash. But he does say something during this event that I think is an important thing to mention in regards to how important shows are to the artists.
Well, the live show is, the artist is going to make 98% of their money from the show. The record
but we gotta take a little top of that because they can't have a lot of money because they're the performer. We just provide the stadium and then the seats. We gotta have ourselves a cut too, don't you worry.
Label, all the other ways they made money is irrelevant now. The show is where they're making their money.
Yeah.
Now, in this section, he is actually correct. He did pin the tail on the donkey here. Record labels take the lion's share of what an artist makes, or what a band, group, whatever makes. I have heard some, what I believe to be, or should be, criminal contracts in the record industry where they will take sometimes like 90% of like streaming revenue, record sales, merch sales, that kind of thing. And thus the band needs to survive off just tours alone because that's where they make their actual money. The record label makes the rest through them on other things. They only see like a small percentage of it. It's fucking terrible. The music industry itself is so unbelievably corrupt. Ticketmaster is just a small component of that. But he is right. The actual shows, that is the most important part to the money that an artist brings in.
The nosebleeder seats that my brother bought for the two of us were $90 each. $90, and I could barely see the band. I can't imagine how much the actual front row seats were.
Which I believe is also contributing to the increase in ticket prices. Not always solely Ticketmaster, but there are cases where...
When was this? I want to say like 2016. So yeah, it was still extremely expensive. $90, chat. My back was to the wall of the actual stadium. $90.
Groups or artists have knowingly increased their prices as well, and like even agreed to like the surge pricing type shit, the like dynamic pricing model, because the streaming revenue, record sales, merch sales, all of that stuff, the record label has got its filthy fucking paws in a big way. Thus, they need the tours to, bring in their actual chunk of change. Again, the system itself in the music industry is super fucked. Also, streaming revenue is not a ton for music. I feel like most of you have probably heard artists talking about how much like a song of theirs makes through like Spotify or something. And it's not overly incredible from the numbers I've been made aware of. And I guess from my own personal experience, I'm in a band, The Gentlemen. We are working on more music. Across our two albums, we maybe have like 100 million streams across all the songs. And we even did do like physical sales. And in total, I believe what we've brought in over the last 6 years is like 120, 140K, somewhere in that general ballpark.
After 6 years?
So if you divide that between two people over the course of 6 years, it's not, the biggest bag of money you'll ever see in your life. You're not talking Scrooge McDuck levels of wealth coming from like music streaming sales. At least... not until you're in like the, I guess, hundreds of millions as opposed to just like the 100 million club. Again, I can only speak from my own personal experience and at least the other numbers I've become aware of and what artists have made from those. And we've never toured or anything. If we did, that would probably be where the bulk of the money would come from.
Yeah.
Because there's not a ton of people buying physical albums anymore. And streaming revenue through listening
it's
through
inconvenient
like
for
the song
sure.
streams isn't like incredible per stream either. So he is right that these shows, these events, are extremely important for like the artist making their money, but his view of it is so distorted, where he thinks that because this is like the main revenue driver for a lot of artists, they need to be charging an arm and a leg for it, where it like prices out tons of people too.
Exactly.
Like, it's very counterintuitive. There is no need for the prices to go as fucking...
And it's also because if you have to have a massive cut, you have to increase the prices because they're taking a massive cut. It's such a diabolical, evil system, and because of how stadiums and like venues function and how Ticketmaster basically owns every big stadium in the world, essentially, and they can rent it out, you don't really have another option. Like, where are you gonna go that's like safe and compliant and letting people like go to a concert safely, where it's like secure and it can accommodate the people? It's like, you can't, because they have a monopoly. Nobody else is allowed to do anything.
Sano style as they have
It's
because
fucked.
of Ticketmaster's involvement. It's just completely unacceptable, and it is just point blank way too expensive. Ask anyone who's gone to a concert recently. It is just too expensive, and he is just entirely wrong by saying that it's underpriced. It's not. I really think the Live Nation Ticketmaster merger was just the worst fucking thing that happened to like live shows in general. That should have been slapped down. And the fact that that was allowed to go through has just been disastrous. I can't fucking stand Michael Rapino. I hate Ticketmaster. Shit sucks.
Rapinus.
Just wanted to yap about it a little bit because somehow he felt so confident to just let this...
I love it when CEOs get so brazen and they're so out of touch that they fully unmask. Like, I know there's people out there that are celebrities that act at least moderately modest that make millions of dollars. I understand that. Like, we live in a reality that is like that, but the ones that mask off is just so sad.
Absolute
It's like,
trash
I'm
take
right,
fly
you're
like that
wrong,
about
confidently
being
too.
underpriced. Anyway, that's about it. So yeah.
Yeah. That was really, really good video. Makes me mad. Go see your favorite, band person. Don't go through Ticketmaster if you can help it, but it's not really an option since they own everything. Yippee!